Touchdown, West Philly!
A chance for the Chargers, and they score!
In the front, Fuzzy again!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Curtain with the Granite Theater. My name is Ben Barber, and of course, joining me as always is Nicole DiMattei. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. The artistic director of the Granite Theater, who is coming hot off the heels of opening weekend.
Opening weekend of the Full Monty, yeah.
And
also a sold out rest of the run. So it is amazing. By the afternoon on Saturday, well, we had sold out Friday, opening night, but by the afternoon of Saturday, the entire run, which included an added show, was sold out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So yeah, the added show on Thursday this week. And then, you know, if anybody's out there going, okay, well it's sold out and you already added a show, like, could we add another show? Could we add another weekend? No, you can't. Why? Because A, theater rights are a thing. You have to go through a whole thing and pay people, and you know, it's a big deal. And B, you guys have more shows just immediately.
Yeah, so we definitely couldn't go past March 16th just because of we need that 2.5 weeks. It's like 2.5 weeks until Allergist Wife opens. And on top of that, you know, like the cast, it's a cast of 20 and plus a crew. Like they didn't plan on it going an extra weekend. So I definitely didn't ask them about it. We had talked about doing 2 shows on Saturday, but it's, you know, it's a 2.5 hour show. It's exhausting. And it just felt more right to start the season on a high note and just be sold out. You know?
Also, this is the point.
Get your tickets early.
The point is to sell out the damn show.
There is that. I do have this, like, you know, little feeling of, oh, I just wish everyone who wanted to could see it, because we have a lot of people on the waiting list.
I know.
And so that part bums me out tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny bit. No, tiny. Though I do gotta say, insider tip, if you are on the waiting list, not a terrible idea just to show up and ask to wait, because a lot of times people will be like, oh, we had bought 6 tickets, but 2 of our friends got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So while we are sold out, there's always been a few tickets. There were a few seats that were open, you know?
Listen, I buy stuff to things and then don't go all the time.
Ben!
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just don't buy. I just don't buy the tickets. I just don't buy the tickets and then I don't go. Anyway, so, okay, so there's not much to talk about. It was a good opening weekend, I assume.
It was a great opening weekend. The energy in the air was amazing. I actually, it was such, I feel like of all the tech rehearsal processes I've had, this one was the most. And I think it was the most. It was just because this car that was built, which is spectacular. And we've been inviting audience members to come up on stage and take pictures with the cast in the car afterwards. Because it is just awesome. It is awesome. But yeah, no, like that took a long time, and it had to be built in the theater because the golf cart base was airlifted into the theater. And so when I was designing the light, so it was like work on the set was happening all day. And then the cast rehearsed from 6 to 10 at night. And then I had to design the lights from 10 until, midnight. I was there till midnight many nights.
Yeah.
And honestly, like 2 hours, it's one thing if you have, 6 straight hours to design lights, but when you have 2 hours, you don't get in the rhythm yet, especially now that we have these moving lights and it's a bunch of playing with pan and tilt and you get used to it. You can come in Hi. Our theater manager's joining us. Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Good.
And so it just felt like a really, really long sit down. Really, really long process.
Actually,
and then
please sit on the other
Oh,
side. Please
come.
go around
Go
her.
around. It's better
Hold on.
views.
I'll cut to me while we're awkward. There we go.
And then my daughter got sick on Friday,
Oh,
and
no.
I missed opening night.
Oh my God.
And like for that, like the amount of energy that went just into getting to that point. It was the opening of our 25th season. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Maybe kidding me. I
Yeah.
missed opening night, which was a real bummer, but it was the right thing to do. She needed some snuggles.
Is she doing better now?
She's doing better. She's
Okay.
not 100% better, but
Okay.
3 different places ruled out appendicitis.
Oh, geez.
You know, it was like one of those things.
Yeah.
After 3 different places. Hasbro's amazing though, by the way. That's a really, really good hospital. You know, I mean, Westerly Hospital's amazing too, but then they sent us to Hasbro. Anyway, so yeah, I missed opening, but you know, got to give my speech on Saturday and Sunday, and I had some like really fun brags that I got to give. So I said, you know, when we it's been I started 2 years ago. This is my 3rd season, and I had 3 goals, one of which was to grow our youth program. And the first year for Lion King Jr., we had 13 kids audition. We have auditions this week for Peter Pan. I have 45 kids signed up.
That's
Isn't
awesome.
that amazing?
That's great.
Right? And then season ticket holders, we had 73 when I started. I wanted to get to 140. That was kind of always my thing. People are like, are you going to do like weird shows? I'm like, probably not, but I can't really experiment without having at least 140 season ticket holders that take up one show, right? I was like, the more season ticket holders you have, the more you can kind of play, and they trust you. And we have 167 season ticket holders.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Right? Yeah. And then third was that I was told that the March show just doesn't sell. Westerly's empty. You know, it just doesn't sell. And like don't put all your eggs in that basket. And so just having the Full Monty completely sold out, you know, three checks right there, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good.
Love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear the success.
Yay. And then this is Sam.
Sam,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm doing really good.
Well, what's your story, man?
What's my story?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Westerly born and raised kid who just graduated from college, and now I'm back and now I'm working. I'm so excited to do it. I've been doing theater for pretty much my whole life. So now that I could be involved in other ways, I'm so excited. And today's the 10th, so I've officially been working for 1 month.
1 month. Welcome.
Wow.
1 month, yeah.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
So this is your first show.
This is my first show. Yeah, first weekend. I think it went pretty well. Still working out all the kinks. You know, there's a lot of little stuff that goes along with theater managing. So as long as you can kind of get in a groove, then everything after that's going to be easy. So
Awesome. So you're from Westerly?
oh yeah.
Did you do
Yeah,
theater in
baby.
high school?
I did theater in high school. I didn't go to Westerly High School. I went up to Prout in
Okay.
in Wakefield. We did 3
Amazing,
shows a year
amazing
there.
theater program at Prout.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We did 3 shows a year. I missed that all but one because I also played baseball. And so yeah, I then grew from doing theater in high school to doing theater in college, being able to thankfully say I was a part of over 20 productions in college. And
Oh.
yeah. So I've been blessed, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah, Prout is an ambitious theater school. They do really great stuff. At least 20 years ago, they were first place I ever saw Les Mis
Wow.
was at Prout.
turntable?
So I don't know for that show, but we tried to get a turntable and try to get a fly rig in 1 year, my like sophomore year of high school, and both of them were shut down, not because we couldn't do it at the theater, but because it was too much money. So
Yeah.
We did a turntable at Westerly in 2012
Yeah.
at
Are they
Westerly High
doing?
School.
Mm.
Are they doing turntable for Hadestown?
I have no idea.
That's like this weekend, right?
Yeah, it is this weekend, Hadestown.
It's a great show. I'm not sure about the teen edition, but
I wasn't sure.
we did a
We,
turntable for Miracle on 34th Street. I'm just saying.
they're great. They're so fun.
at the Granite?
Yeah.
Whoa. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
They're so fun.
Dude, we do things.
I don't know. We could like. Wow.
We have a car on stage.
Are we getting a fly system for Peter Pan?
I'm not putting kids in the air.
Good. Yeah.
No. I
Gonna
would
take
love,
one more
I would
trips to
love,
Hasbro?
love
yeah.
to get, yeah, right. I would love to get a fly system for Christmas Carol.
Mm.
It's, it is one of those things that I'm just going to put
Steve Spartano's like,
Out.
don't mess with my ceiling.
seriously. But it has to do with the structure of our, like it's an old building.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't
yeah,
want to do anything unsafe.
absolutely. So anyway, yeah, I also saw Fiddler on the Roof, I think in like 06 at
Yeah.
Prout. Great theater school.
Yeah,
lot
we
of
did a
good
lot
stuff.
of like really fun shows, and there were times where like obviously high school you don't get a lot of like male performers, so we knew like the coach of the hockey team said everyone's going to be in the show. If you're not, you're off the team. Like that kind of stuff.
Wow, that's
So-
amazing
so
support.
oh my god, yeah. So we did South Pacific, and all the hockey team were all like the sailors and stuff. It was so much fun.
That's actually how I got into theater. I got into theater because Cheraho High School was doing Fiddler on the Roof, and they
Mm.
needed a Russian army, and the English teacher drafted the football team to be the Russian army.
Nice.
And every kid on the football team was like, I don't want a line. And I was like, I'll take the lines.
All of them.
And then they were like, I don't want a solo. I was like, I'll take the solo. And then they were like, no, you won't. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, that's adorable. But yeah, and then you theater minor.
I had a theater minor, business management major. My concentration in business management it's called innovation and entrepreneurship, which the classes were like how to run your own small business, also like how to work with your family and friends. So that class could have been one sentence: don't. Yeah. So, but growing up in Wesley, you kind of realize like the backbone of this town, even the state of Rhode Island, is small businesses. So every Christmas, every birthday, try and shop with small businesses, try and support as much as you can. So I thought that's like the perfect major for me, because that's ultimately probably the goal, is to run my own small business.
What kind of
So-
business?
It's a good question. Listen, I'd love to have a theater. I know a lot of people around here who can probably help with that in the future. Plus, just got to make money. So that would be the ultimate goal. But listen, anything. I worked at the surf shop down the road, and so I love doing that too. I could see myself doing a lot of different stuff. But that's ultimately the goal, is to have my own business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. I love as someone who has worked with family and friends for 20 years, I love your assessment of it.
Mhm.
I appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
great, except for all
Until
of the
it's not.
times that it's not.
100%. Yeah, you
yeah.
think you think it's the best idea ever. You get to have your friends around, but as soon as you become the boss, they all of a sudden it's a different power. It's a power struggle. It's a different dynamic. So
And being the
No, it
boss and
is.
being a friend is
impossible.
yeah.
yeah,
And as the artistic director at the Granite, like you're the boss, and
Mhm.
and you want to be friends with everybody, you want to be friendly with everybody, but there's a level of distinction between those two things, and it's
Mhm.
difficult.
Yeah, and it also, like, I know we've talked about this a bunch, but it just gets really difficult too with casting.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
I thoroughly, because I do try to keep that professional level, but also be friendly. But I'm not going out karaoke. Wow, our casts love karaoke.
Mhm.
I'm
And that is
sure.
something I will never do with them. For many reasons. I like to say that I don't sing unless someone pays me.
you go.
It's
Yeah,
very Leslie Odom Jr. of you.
right. Yeah,
Mm.
thank you. That's exactly who I want to emulate. But
I'm so sorry. He once said on like Colbert or something, and I think it was a joke, but I've never forgotten it. That like he was reading like a bedtime story to his kid, and his kid was like, "Daddy, will you sing blah blah blah?" And he was like, "Oh, honey, I only sing when people pay me." And I was like, "What?
oh my goodness!
Gotta save the pipes. Gotta
Yeah,
save the
yeah.
pipes."
They're insured. I will sing to my kids, but yeah. So casting gets really difficult in this, like, you feel indebted to people who you become closer to, and then it's hard. So I try to keep a safe as distance as possible, and then I like when other people are directing, because I don't have to make those final decisions or be blamed for the final decisions.
Right.
Because my job is to make, to give as many people a chance and make people as happy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
On stage and off stage. And I think they are happy in the Full Monty.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone all around.
Well, and from what I've heard, the audience is very happy.
Yeah,
in the
that's
Full Monty.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
How was the audience yesterday?
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I was talking to a lady at intermission, and she said, "My sister bought me these tickets, and I had no idea what I was coming to see." And I said, "Just wait for Act 2. You really have no idea." I saw her afterwards. She's like, she's giving me the thumbs up. She's smiling. She's happy. She loves it. And so,
oh my
There
gosh,
you go.
Andrew Howell was there on Saturday, and he was like, "I don't really know what this is about. Like,
Oh no.
I don't really know."
I think
and
the
then
title
afterwards, he
describes
was
it,
just
yeah.
like giggling. He was
Yeah.
like, "That was so good."
oh yeah.
Oh, but then I was at Anthony. He taught a Italian classic cocktail class yesterday at the United for the Dante Society, and so Arthur and I had tickets for that, and we sat next to one of our season ticket holders who was like, "I thought it was about card games."
Oh no.
I was like,
Couldn't be
"Oh
more
my
wrong.
God."
Yeah.
no.
And yeah, her row is in C, so she was right up.
So she
right
got
up
right up
front.
front.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh, but no, it's fun. It's fun. And yeah, so Sam is our, like, you're full time, which is amazing.
Full-time, yeah.
This is, it's, I don't know if there ever was a full-time theater manager at the Granite, but
Right. Yeah.
not since
it's-
I've been there. So
Yeah, it certainly is a first, and I think people around still don't really know that it's like what kind of job this is yet, and so I think everyone is trying to still figure it out, which is, I mean, like, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Get to
Do
always
you
find more
know
stuff
what
to
kind
do.
of job it is?
I do. I got the job description, and so we've been. But again, it's only so much. You realize that there's so much more to do, which is fantastic. So being there 8:30 to 4:30 every day, you kind of find little stuff to always kind of work on and do.
yeah, and that obviously not when there's. Are you 8:30 to 4:30 all this week? Because you have shows.
No,
Okay,
off
yeah.
today.
So there's, the schedule will change, but we're gonna, solidify exact times when the box office is open
Mhm.
and people can come in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Which is, important. A lot of people like to walk in.
Growth.
Growth, exactly.
Growth.
Always growing.
Season 25 is about growing and
Yes.
showing.
That's like when you're like really an adult and showing.
Yeah.
Right? Like 25. That's adult. Right?
You rent a car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Or
Uh-huh.
like
You
insurance.
can rent a
Yeah.
golf cart. You can, strip. You can do all of the things
Everything.
in the Full Monty.
The two things. Rent a golf cart
The
and
two
strip.
things. The two things in the Full Monty.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that's awesome. How have you liked it so far in your
Oh,
first month?
It's the best. The people just have been just way so welcoming, and I loved every minute of it. It gets to be like, you're there. So most days when I'm there at 8:30 to 4:30, you kind of you're by yourself, or someone's working on the set upstairs. So you can just go up if you want to say hi, talk to someone. There's always someone upstairs working on the set, especially after the Full Monty ends. It's going to be 2 weeks of just
it's
like
gonna be quick.
It's going to be quick for the next show. So yeah, it's fun. Like everyone there has been just the most supportive person and helping me whenever I need help. If I ask for anything, they don't hesitate to volunteer themselves. So I've been super grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. How's working for this one?
It's the best. It's the best. I wish we could because she's so busy all the time. I wish there was more time we could just like sit in the office, like desks like together anyway, like more.
I think that is. I would like that to be where we get to.
Oh yeah.
And so that we can at least like once a week have
Oh, yeah.
powwow time
Oh, yeah.
and work on what we need to
Mhm.
accomplish and make sure
Totally.
we're on the same page. I think we'll get there. You came in to like tech.
To a whirlwind, absolutely. So yeah, like I said, it's only been a month. So this month has been, because we had thrown into the Westies,
Westies
my
was
first
like, yeah.
week there, yeah, and then we had more like business after hours, meeting everyone. So it's just like, hey, here's your job. Also, here's like 15 more things. Have fun, But then again, it's just like, all right, what do I do? What do I do? And everyone's just been super helpful. But it's like, it's trial by fire, which is the best way to go at a job, in my opinion. Just, learning and getting everything, getting the ropes down quickly. So it becomes easier in the long run.
But then it's also, it's just a fun environment, I would assume, to work in. I mean, not that, 8 to 4 by yourself, 8:30 to 4:30 by yourself in a building, not always the most fun.
That's
But
fun,
but in general, I mean, when you like, a situation like this, you came right into tech last week. You had opening week of the show. This week you have shows all week, and then
strike.
you have 2 weeks, and then you have a strike, and then you have strike, and then not a strike. You have strike, and then in 2 weeks you have the allergist wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like boom, 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 boom. Like there's never, until January, you're not going to have a dull moment.
That's true.
Yeah,
we were talking about it before. It's true. That's true.
Thanks, man.
we were talking about it before, and we're like, yeah, if we can get to like the middle of June, then we're safe, because there's like it's 2 weeks of shows, week and a half, 2 weeks, then shows, and that's like the constant cycle up until mid-June, and then afterwards we can kind of stretch out the time a little bit. So instead of 2 weeks, we have 3 weeks in between shows or something, So it's if we can get to like the middle of June, then it's smooth sailing. But it's absolutely first month here being
3 more months.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
3 more months.
That's it.
And then it's smooth sailing.
Except that's
You're
when we'll
gonna
be
be
going into
saying-
tech for.
Can I just get a little piece of advice?
Yeah.
You're going to be saying, I just need to get to this, and then it's going to be smooth sailing. For the
Rest of my life.
your
Yeah.
Mhm. Professional
For the
adult
rest
life.
of
Yeah.
your life. It
Yeah.
never stops.
Yeah.
It never stops.
It is so funny. I did that my first year. I was like, okay, so we just have to get through this show,
Mhm.
and then I'll have some free time. And then my husband's like, you need to stop saying that.
But
Yeah.
also, like, don't
Misleading.
stop saying that, because that's how we keep our sanity.
Yeah, it's a schedule
So,
going. Yeah,
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true. That is true.
Yeah.
But it is just so fun. I love seeing, you honestly, rehearsal for the Full Monty has been a blast because lately, we've been running the show,
Mhm.
obviously prior to opening, and always doing that last number. And the last number is just so fun.
Yeah.
Without anything, the energy in the room is just so fun. So like, I feel like I've been on this high every night, and then just to get to see audience reactions this weekend was a blast. And
Oh yeah.
just the smiles or
Mhm.
the people in the front like, ah!
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. But it's good, and everyone loves being at the theater, and I love that.
It's true.
So it's good to be open again. I feel we've been dark for so long, or just like doing that one show, but now we're rolling, and
It's so funny. We've been dark for so long. No, it's like, it really doesn't feel like it.
doesn't.
It really, like, we did in December, right? When we started this in November.
Yeah.
So we were talking about 1940s Radio Christmas Carol. And then that happened. And then it was like, okay, 12th night. And then it was like, we would time off, right? Yeah. And then you were all of a sudden you were like, I'm gonna bring in people from the Full Monty because we started rehearsals, and now the Full Monty's here, and now it's already like essentially
it's
done.
over.
Like
It's
this is our last
over.
conversation about the Full Monty.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we may mention it, but like next week will be Allergist Wife,
Allergist
most
Wife, yep.
likely, and it's like, no, it was 2 months, and a lot happened in that 2 months, and none of it was a break,
None of it.
and
Mhm.
none of it was like. So again, Sam, you gotta lie to yourself.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
have to lie to yourself that in 2 more months everything's going to be fine and there's going to be no problems and it's going to be smooth sailing. Otherwise, if you don't lie to yourself, man, you're going to be searching for that big ass rock
Mhm.
and you're going to just, you got to lie to yourself.
But at least you're
Mhm.
not looking forward to like tax season being over, right?
Yeah, right. 100%.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's the-
yeah.
uh-huh.
Right.
We all choose our hard.
Yeah.
And, this is
Tax season being over. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
So
But yeah, and then we had our first rehearsal for Laramie Project last night.
yes, absolutely. Go multiple shows
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
3 shows going on right now.
And we have auditions for Peter Pan on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so how does that work? Like,
Excellent question.
how does that work for cast? Right?
Yeah.
So, like, are people in the Full Monty like not able to be in the Allergist Wife?
Not true. We do have one.
Okay.
So what we did, and this was also because I was so involved with Full Monty. So our first 3 weeks of rehearsal for Allergist Wife, we had the read through, then we had dramaturgy for Act 1, then we had dramaturgy for Act 2, and then the next 2 weeks, which were pretty much tech for Full Monty, were line work. So Rachel, who's a stage manager, sat with the cast and helped them memorize lines, which was amazing because on Saturday, after Full Monty opened, we had our first blocking rehearsal of Allergist Wife, and they were off book, which was so fun, especially for that show, which is so physical and character driven. We were, I gave them rough blocking. Like, we did a French scene, which is like essentially a door open to a door closed, right? And it's when a beat changes in a scene. So scene 1 is a big beat, but I know I'm not explaining this to you guys, I'm explaining it to the world. But within a scene, you have these French scenes, which are essentially like whoop, 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 which is all part of this, like, whoo, right? And so we went in French scenes and I gave them the rough blocking, but then they went with it. And then we worked within that. But you wouldn't have been able to do that with books in hands if you're not super familiar with your text.
Right.
And so you never get to do that with musicals because you are just rushing to get to choreography.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of fun for me because I think this is probably the first straight play I've ever directed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, I joke about the fact that I've, performed in over 50 different shows, but one of them was a straight play, and it was Noises Off, which is the most musical of straight plays you can get.
Yeah.
Is the Allergist Wife a farce?
It is. Oh, no, sorry.
Okay.
It's not a farce in that sense, but it has farcical elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, yeah, it's not 7 closing doors, right?
Yeah.
But there is that comedic element to it in some sense, but I don't know if I classify it as a farce in that way. But it is really smart. It is a very, very smart comedy, which is really fun to work with because there's so much drama within it. I was saying to one of the Laramie Project actors that who was, surprised at the auditions at how funny some of the text was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, that's the thing. A comedy is a tragedy until the end,
Mm-hmm.
and a tragedy is a comedy until the end. And so the Allergist Wife is definitely like has these intense, dramatic. I mean, you saw her, like you,
Yeah,
you
it's
were in a
true.
rehearsal. like,
I've seen some rehearsals. Yeah.
you know, there is drama going on in these lives, but it's funny, you know, and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then yeah, did that answer your question? So Maureen is in Full Monty and Allergist's Wife, and then Ken, Heather, and Rachel are all in Laramie Project.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna get some cots, and people are just gonna live at the
Sleep in
theater.
yeah.
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 But you know, so Ken, Heather, and Rachel were in Our Town. So, and Brad directed Our Town, and Brad's directing Laramie Project. So it was a lot of you know, people wanting
Yep.
to be back together again,
100%.
which
That's
is great.
That's so fun. Yeah.
And then so you've only done one show at the Granite?
I only performed in one show at the Granite. Yeah, it was 2.5 years ago. I was in California Suite.
And with Laura and Willette. Was Willette in it?
Well, so it was originally the original cast was with another woman, but she got COVID the week of our first weekend. So Willette stepped in and was it for one
Wow.
weekend. We had 3 weeks of shows. My scene didn't have the same cast for any of the weekends. Like it was different people. Like Laura and I we did all 3 weekends, but Willette was the first weekend. The cast that was like on the cast sheet that was originally casted, that was the whole second weekend. And then the third weekend, the guy who played the opposite husband in my scene, he couldn't be there. So we had a man from a different scene come and be him. So it was 3 separate casts for 3 weekends of shows. It was, I mean,
How is California Suite?
it's hilarious. It really is. It's funny because like, people think of the movie mostly with like it had 100 big stars in it, but the play is just it's a little different. Like my scene, we were 2 couples playing tennis, and in the movie they go out and they play tennis. There's a scene on the tennis court, but because you can't do that on stage, it all takes place just in one California hotel room. And it's, you know, the scenes are a couple from New York, a couple from Chicago, a couple from LA, and a couple from wherever, you know.
Now, are they all Walter Matthau again?
One
In
of them
the
in the
movie?
movie. One of them in the movie. Yeah.
But not all of them in the movie?
No, I was my scene. My character in the movie was Bill Cosby.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The other man in the scene was Richard Pryor.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Plaza Suite. I've never seen California Suite, but I loved Plaza Suite.
Plaza Suite is fantastic.
I love Neil Simon.
Yeah. Oh, then you'll love the movie California Suite is awesome. It's really
a good
good.
writer.
Yeah.
I love Neil Simon.
Good writer.
Too much Neil Simon is a bad thing, but
too much of anything is a bad thing.
yes. But anyway, I am a fan of Plaza Suite and Rumors. Which is another farce.
Yeah. I love farces. I do.
I found a photo. We did a scene from Noises Off in my senior year of high school. I was so mad. So mad at my theater director who was leaving. The entire reason I started a company 20 years ago is because my theater director, I'm sorry, Tracy, if you're hearing this, she phoned it in my senior year. She phoned it in and then quit theater. And so she left. The kids wanted to do a summer show. I did the summer show. That's how I started a company. That's why 321 exists. So thanks, Tracy. But I've never called her Tracy. It's weird. Anyway, so she decided to do a review for our senior year. So we did the Cheraho Follies.
Cute.
Which I don't think I've ever been more pissed off in my entire life that my senior year was a review.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we did not have a big senior show.
Right.
And that being said, though, the other like senior, because I was the president of the drama club, the other seniors all wanted to do shows that I thought were stupid and I hated. So it wasn't like I wasn't someone who was going to be, Don Quixote or somebody. So like I was fine,
Right.
whatever. But anyway, we did a scene from Noises Off, and I was Michael Caine's character. And I found the most ridiculous photo ever of me with a tie
Around your neck.
And your
around
neck.
my neck, but inside the
Inside.
not like a tie instead. Why? What is that?
Oh my
That's
god.
What is that? And then that
Where
was,
are the sardines?
and then that was my high school girlfriend who was in a scene from The Producers,
Mm.
the movie The Producers.
Oh.
And again, this was before the 05 movie of The Producer. So a scene from the original
old
Zero
movie.
Mostel
one,
movie,
yeah.
The Producers. They didn't do We Can Do It because they did the scene from the movie. And she was the old woman.
The old one.
And
That's awesome.
so this is the weirdest picture that I found recently. And to whoever, I think it was John Boy, who said we learn a little bit more about Ben's weird origin story every episode. There we go.
That's funny.
Awful.
Oh, that's spectacular. That's spectacular.
Awful.
Love
Anyway.
Noises Off.
So Sam, do you prefer acting, stage managing, directing,
So
theater managing?
I've done the whole. Well, right now it's theater managing.
There we go. Yeah.
So, but my whole life I've been on the stage. I love the acting part of it. Tried musicals. I can like kind of sing. That's a kind of. But I prefer acting the most. In college, did mostly the straight plays, and I loved every minute. We did Shakespeare for a year. Tried that. Didn't love it. I like reading it. I can't perform it. I can't learn that language. It's a different language to learn. But we tried to do like as many plays as possible. And yeah, I think that's where I feel most comfortable is acting in that sense. Yeah, it's fun. We did Noises Off in college the year before I got there. They did Noises Off. Yeah. Talk about senior
my
shows.
favorites.
It's a good one. Talk about senior shows. My high school year was COVID year, so my senior show was canceled because of COVID. And that's
Fine.
awful.
You win. You win, you jerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had to
Sure.
one up. I'm sorry.
You did, yeah. And it probably would have been an amazing show because you went to Not that, you know what? I have to say, the Charahoe Theater program has been great.
Great.
Shout out to Rebecca Burns.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
She was in the production of Grease that we did at Westerly High School with the golf cart many, many years ago.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Still don't like that show. Don't love
Grease?
it. Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, I know a
No.
lot of people who really hate it.
Yeah. It's not a good message.
No.
Really terrible for high school.
Mm-hmm.
Great songs.
Yeah,
Great songs.
we were gonna do Brigadoon. That was just a
Aw.
beautiful show. And because it's like it was the whole semester, and so we had a few months of like building the set and everything. And we built a full like 3-dimensional house for this
Wow.
show, and it was so cool, so hard to build, and then hey, we're gonna have to take it down. Damn it, Yeah.
So, have you guys seen the show Schmigadoon?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
it's
it.
on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it's yeah.
All right. In all of your free time, gonna need you guys to watch Schmigadoon. Okay. The first season's great. Second season is Schmicago.
Mhm.
Brilliant.
They go to the next generation of musicals.
Yeah.
Same cast, but they're all different. Like instead of being Rodgers and Hammerstein, they're Sweeney Todd and Cabaret, and and I'm so sad that show got canceled. But
Oh,
it
it
was a
did.
lot of fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 seasons of it was great.
Yeah.
That's
At least we didn't have to get into the Phantom of the Opera and cats. of it
Yeah,
all.
that's yeah.
I don't need to see Aaron Tveit dressed as a cat, which I'm sure would have happened, and we just don't need
Mhm.
that. The world does not need that. Anyway,
Anyway.
anyway,
All right, what show are you looking forward to most this year?
This year, I can't wait for Rocky Horror.
Wow, that is
We
the one.
We just did that in college. It's it was so much fun to work on, and I can't wait for people to work on it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a blast. I had people where was I? Where was I? Somewhere this week. It might have been. I don't know. Somewhere this week, someone was like, "Oh, hey, we've never been to the Granite before. We got tickets for Rocky Horror."
Nice.
I'm like, okay.
Good. Yeah, that's gonna be something.
Yeah.
We did it. We had, I mean, in college in Rocky Horror, we had it was a tech nightmare. You know, it was insane.
There's a lot
what
going on.
Oh, so much going on. But I mean, it looked cool. You know, and it was a whole lot of fun to perform. So it was great.
Yeah.
I think I saw Andrew Burnap in Rocky Horror at I believe he was. I know I saw him in Company when he was at URI. But I believe he was in Rocky Horror as well.
I learned recently that anyone can audition for URI shows. It's not just the college.
Is that real? That can't be-
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
What?
Right? That seems wrong.
That seems wrong.
Yeah, but I guess their theater program's not huge, or their musical theater program's not huge.
It's not. No.
So anyone can audition. Strange, right?
Yeah, that is weird.
Strangely quiet. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna audition now.
Is that Secret Garden?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Secret Garden. Yeah.
Did that one in high
Nice
school? too.
job. Nice
Thanks.
job. Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay,
Ooh, we're just gonna do like
Brigadoon, Secret Garden. Like, Proud is so fancy.
That-
Yeah.
That is fancy.
It's ridiculous.
All right, Westerly High School. Step it up. I mean,
Yep.
Hadestown. That is
Hadestown.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hadestown is so cool.
I
Yeah.
love that show so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
So did you see anyone you knew this weekend?
Well, so I grew up with Erica and Chris.
Right.
So like I've seen them. It's been more than just this weekend, but they're in the Full Monty, so it's really really fun seeing and hearing them over my headset because like because it's just on the box office during Act 1, I can't see anything, but I could hear the show through people's mics. So I grew up with them and their son. So it's so fun. I love them. So it's really great to hear them.
That's
kind of
awesome.
fun
I
and
didn't
do their
realize you
thing.
stay on the headset for the whole show.
Oh, I have to in case something goes wrong. I'd
Yeah.
be like, Sam, gotta run up. Yeah. So yeah, I got to do that. But it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
Get to
no.
listen to the show. It's great.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who else? I saw. You know, it's funny being like working here now, and because Linda Shea
Mhm.
was almost my 6th grade teacher, but she left the year I got there. And then at the Westies, I saw like 4 old elementary school teachers of mine, and so I'm expecting a few more to come to these shows. I know that they also love seeing the shows at the Granite, so they got tickets because it's super sold out. But
Super sold out.
it's like every there's wait lists
the
on
wait
it now,
list is
every
crazy.
show. Yeah.
I know someone emailed trying to like supersede the wait list. They were like, "Hey, if 2 tickets open up, can you just let me know?"
Yeah.
There's 20 people
There's
on the
20
wait
people
list.
on the wait list. There's so many people. But then on Saturday night, there are so many big groups that came. Like we bought 7 tickets, but only 4 of us could
So,
come.
I said that before you got here. Just honestly, the best course of action is to show up at the theater and wait to see if
Yeah,
anyone
like it
turns in.
definitely,
mean?
yeah, 100%. But like, so we had, I don't know, I forgot how many it was, but a good amount of people who
Yeah,
like
there-
from groups who couldn't show up. And he's like, if you could just call and tell me that, like even like
you
in
can
that,
release,
I
yeah,
could
like
release
you can,
the tickets and other people can buy them and see the show like they wanted to see. But
yeah,
Well, if you really want to see the show, and it's sold out,
super sold out.
and you're on the waiting list, but you don't know, go show
Yeah,
up.
so
Go hang around and show up.
go buy a drink
if
or
a
9.
ticket becomes available, we go down.
You go the
down
waiting
the
list. But if somebody just doesn't show up,
we
Yeah,
can't.
then,
yeah.
you know,
It happened a few times yesterday where I called some single, like one person who wants a ticket, and we had one open up, and then some person called and say, "Hey, someone I know that can't show up today." Okay, then another one opens up. So I call in a few singles. Sometimes they don't pick up, or sometimes it's a little too close to the event itself, where they say like, "Hey, I know the show's in an hour and a half. Can you come here?" Like we live 45 minutes away, or else
We're
we
not ready.
would have, and we're not ready. I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." So you just kind of keep going down the list. But if you're there, yeah, you know.
listen, this is what happens when you're trying to get a ticket to a theater that's hot right now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
We're hot.
You're trying
Hot.
to get a ticket to whether you're trying to get a ticket to the Full Monty or you're Leslie Odom Jr.'s kids trying to get a bedtime story.
Bedtime story,
You got to be willing to wait for it.
right? Absolutely.
Oh poor kids.
And there is
There
my
it is. Full circle.
well, there is my pun of there's my musical theater pun, but I said it in a way that was funny and
that
skipped
was-
over it, so I
yes.
ruined it. I ruined it for myself, and I will be off camera for the rest of this.
Oh my gosh.
If I
Oh.
paused before I said, you have to be willing to wait for
Wait
it.
for it.
That
There it
would have-
is.
yeah,
There,
but- Wow.
there.
Yeah,
That was good
yeah.
though. That
No, it
was
wasn't.
Sly.
No,
That was good.
don't.
I mean, you
Don't.
really worked it in so well that we didn't notice.
I
That's
know,
true.
and I can do that all the time, but I try not to because
Mm.
gotta have standards.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Well, buy tickets for the full Monty. Nope, you
No,
can't. Allergist wife.
Allergist
Yes.
wife. Yeah, that cast is so good. They're so good. And the set design is really, really cool. I'm so excited to see that come to life.
Yeah. It's also
Um,
such a great, like, it's a really impressive script.
Yeah.
It's a cool, funny, fantastic story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's unknown, and I get that, but I'm hoping that I was hoping with starting with the full Monty that everyone knows, then they'd be like, well, this was fun. I'll just see all the shows.
Yeah.
Right. And this cast is so worth seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love
100%.
it. Please go check out, get your tickets for Tale of the Allergist Wife. I've never seen it. I know nothing about the show, so I'm really excited to learn more
No.
about it over the next couple weeks.
It's a good one.
And yeah, so congratulations,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Sold out opening weekend, opening show,
Show.
whole
Sold out
opening show.
run.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. What a way to kick off the 25th season of the Granite Theater.
Oh, yeah.
Wahoo!
This has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Do you know who we have next week in here?
It'll be
Anybody?
allergist wife people. I don't
Allergist wife people. Thank you, allergist wife people.
know.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Go to granitetheater.org for all of the information, or just show up at between 8:30 and 4:30 most days when there isn't a show week, and say hi to Sam because he's
Say
lonely.
hi to Sam. He's
Say hi to,
lonely.
say hi
He's
to me.
lonely.
Yes, I need it. Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Glad to have you, Sam.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is, right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.